Fellow traders, 'tis I, the Rumpled One, coming to you on Tuesday, July the 14th. The year's 2026. Let's talk trading. Habit versus intention. These videos are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine. As always, let's have risk management in place. That way we don't lose more than we're willing to lose while we are trading. Now, habit versus intention. Um, I, I was watching a video yesterday by Tori Trades, and she was talking about how it's difficult to teach experienced or knowledgeable traders versus, traders that or people who want to be traders and they know nothing. They're blank slate when it comes to trading. And it made me think, and then I was reflecting on it, and it made me think about something that from that Mark Douglas Mind Over Markets video, where he talked about the profit gap, the difference between what you make versus what you could have made. And he called that I think he called that the profit gap. And what I realized was we all have habits. As humans, that's how we evolved. That kept the habits kept us alive. But as traders, sometimes we have habits that work against us, and I can test them. I can testify to that. In fact, right now I'm kicking myself because I was short, and I got out right before the video, and prices dropped another 8 pips or so. Um, but the thing is, we all wake up, turn on our computers, and say, hey, you know what? This trading session is going to be different. I'm going to do what I intend to do. I'm going to stick to my plan. I'm going to, um, you know, follow my plan. I'm not going to break any rules. I'm not going to, have any of the FOMOs um, or any regrets. And I'm going to focus on the execution, the process, not worry about the profit. And as I'm saying that, I'm looking at another screen here, and prices dropped all the way down to 96. And yeah, so anyway, um, I think what you have to do as a trader is you have to realize what you were doing um, as you're trading and what you're thinking. A lot of the traders, oh, wait a minute. I got to pause the video. I forgot to update this. There we go. As I was saying, as traders, we really have to look at ourselves and see what we're doing and what we're thinking and how we're feeling at the time. Because you see right here, we had yesterday's high, and price broke through it once, twice, third time. Then it came back down through it. And I think I got short right around, wow, let me look on the other screen here. Where was I short at? Yeah, I was short at 12.9 right before that high, thinking it would break through it this time. And it did. I took my signal, but it waffled on me, and it went down and it was coming back, so I just punched out because I wanted to make the video. I should have just said, you know what, I got to stop on it, and I should just let that sucker ride. And then another thing I did was I had gotten short. Um, I think, where was I short at? I was short at 1, and it reversed on me and ran up on this 30-minute candle because I was looking at, you see right there, I was looking for the double O break, and it didn't happen. And so I got stopped out on that trade. And then I had gone short again, at 8, and then it ran up here, and I got stopped out a second time. My timing was off, and I was just running some tighter stops than normal, because normally I wouldn't have done that, but I was intending not to. I wanted to. I basically am trying something new on account management, risk management, because when you let trades run against you and then you come back, a lot of times that first trade, if you would have cut it off sooner, you'd make more money on your comebacks. And that's just something that I've been experimenting with, working on the money management side, risk management, to improve the profit. So so those were my intentions. And it's tough because when you see things that when you get stopped out, you have to realize that that was okay. You have to be okay with that. Wow, I just saw that spike up. I'm thinking, geez, I'd like to short again. That was kind of out of the blue spike. It just popped it right out of that wick zone, but it failed to make a higher high. And then it came right back down through across those highs. So that would have been a nice top scrape trade. And the other thing is that Walmart and I, we talk about all we trade is the pound, and I've been kicking myself for not being short the yen when it was up around 162.50. But once again, I'm sticking to a plan. One pair. Now, one of the other things that in the Tory Trades video, she was saying you take one pair or one instrument that you trade, you take one chart time frame, and you take one method. Now, one of my problems is I have way too many methods, as you guys know by now. And it was funny because I saw another video where a trader, I think he said he ran, I don't know how many thousands of methods, but the mean reversion methods all prove the best. And so I put, indicator 2 up here. You can see price went way above that indicator 2, and then it was coming back down. So like once it gets, stretches that rubber band per se so far, then it's going to revert to the mean. And you can see here price ran up, and it came all the way back down and hit that indicator 5 right there. And so you see where price, is away from the mean or the average, in this case, the EMA 5. That's what happens. So intent versus what you actually do versus your habits. Now, the thing is, you might have a bad habit. And if you do, you have to first identify that habit, and then you have to replace it with a habit, because you just don't stop habits, you have to replace them. And so if you rush the gun to trade, maybe you literally have to sit on your hands. Now, the other hand, if you're too slow to trade, maybe your finger has to be on the mouse the whole entire time. And so you react like it's a video game. I'm real curious. Let me take a look here. Oh yeah, that was a definite spike. Not sure what, but for example, right here, if you would have had a pending order to, go long, and maybe you have like a 2 or 3 pip profit target on that. Let's see, how far did that go up? It hit 19.8. So if you had a 5 pip profit target, that would have been a nice quick trade. And then if you would have caught it going back the other way, you'd be up. You would have had another 5 pips. So there was a potential to make 10 pips right there in less than a minute. But then again, if that's not your trade, then it's not, and you don't worry about it. And so one of the things I've been putting out on Crestlick is these morning routine and then the news. I used the Gemini AI and I fed it some parameters, so it actually writes the code, and I just pop in the inputs um, each day. In fact, Walmart said he asked if this whole thing could be automated, so probably work on that, and it'll just boom, automate it, and even maybe send it out to chat or send it and post it on Crestlick.com, automate it. That would be really sweet. But you can see how these numbers played out, because this is the news candle right here, and it had a consensus range high of the 40, which is the launch pad, and that would have been one heck of a short coming back the other way. As you can see here, it crossed the previous day's open there on the news. Or you could have put in a trigger pending order at the 93, or one at the 00, or even one at the 34.11.5, which was the previous day's high. Any of those, you could just load it up with pending orders, and maybe you only want to take a pip or two, and the way it moved, you would have been rewarded handsomely. But once again, you have to have a habit, and maybe, and I've mentioned this before, if you play this like a casino, and you say, okay, you place your bet, here's your stop, here's your TP, and then you just wait till the wheel stops, or the cards flop, or the dice is rolled. You can almost think of it like craps, where the market's going to keep going until either it hits 7, or it's going to keep paying all those other numbers until it hits 7. And that's just maybe one way of looking at it. And that way it's more of a hands-off. You plan your trade ahead, where you enter, where you're going to stop out, where you're going to take profit. Sit back and wait. And that might be the way to have your intention followed, and get, as opposed to doing something that's a bad habit that's costing you. And you know what, fellow traders? The fastest 15 minutes in trading is just about over. So let me know if you have any bad trading habits, and what you're doing to fix them. Because I want you to always remember and never forget, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks. This is the Rumpled One, over and out.